Hey guys, can you hear me? If you can please use your chat box, guys, to let me know if you can hear me, that would be great. Yeah. What about others? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, that's great. I can see a lot of new names today. So just to make sure we know that this is an interactive session, okay? So everybody present in the session will have to reply. So can everybody hear me? Apart from the normal 5 people always that are replying. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. Cool. So good evening, everyone. I think there are some new people today, right? Many new names I'm seeing. So since this is the last session, we won't really ask you to introduce yourself. Don't worry about that. So let me just share with you a few things. So for the conversational AI foundation course, we have already finished like 4 sessions, and you should be able to find your recordings on YouTube, the recordings for the session. So I'll be sharing the Discord link for people who are not there. I think many of the people who are present over here are not a part of our Discord group, is what I am assuming. So then I'll just share the link with you so that you can be a participant over there. So how many of you are not a part of our Discord group? If you could just quickly tell me, how many of you are not a part of the Discord group? I'm pretty sure all of you are not in the Discord group. Guys, as I said, this is an interactive session. So if you're not a part of group, please say no. That would be great. Rather than me just waiting for a no coming from your side. Because if not, then I am not sharing the link. Okay. Okay. Others? Apart from Gauri, Srujana. Okay, cool. Okay. So then I'll just share the links with you. Okay. All right, cool. So I'll just share my screen. Let's start off 1 second. Let's start off today's session with the last storytelling for this particular patch. So people who are here for the very first time, I can see many of you guys here for the very first time. So we start all our sessions with some information on how AI is used in daily life right now. So we have covered various topics like AI in gaming, AI in cybersecurity, AI in art, etc., etc. So many that even I don't remember at the moment. So today we'll just have a look at AI in energy. So we all are aware of energy consumption and energy generation. So let's see how AI is used in energy. So AI used in energy industry is basically to optimize the energy consumption, reduce the carbon emissions that are happening, and improve the efficiency of energy production. The AI algorithms are used to analyze data and identify different patterns, enabling these energy companies to make data driven decisions and to improve their operations. So basically, they are learning from the feedback, all the energy companies. They are making all the data driven decisions. So, what exactly is artificial intelligence in energy if we have a look at it? So, artificial intelligence has like a variety of applications for modern energy system. Just for an example, power providers can discover fault before they lead to failures or hazards. Okay, so for instance, electricity requires modern solutions. The more power needed, the more demand for forecasting, coordination, and supply management is needed. That's the answer. And that is what you can get with solely the use of artificial intelligence. The global intention to proceed with the new term called as low carbon energy transition has become more prevalent. Service providers now install more renewable energy capacities when fossil fuel and nuclear powers combined together. This process it requires distributing storage and providing a nuanced network system for renewables. The so-called smart consumption tools, which are powered by AI, also change how consumers use and save this energy. Then the modern power network also relies upon the plants and transformers, the power plants we are talking about, which can operate from around 30 to 40 years. The deterioration of these power systems, combined with the growth in the power sector of renewable, they possess a challenge to global energy distribution. So all of these, AI and energy is regarded as basically the brain of new system. So AI and energy has been a boon to mankind. If you see, right from energy creation, energy generation to energy consumption, all of the things are taken care of. If you look at some stats, so AI enabled energy system management can reduce the energy consumption in commercial buildings by up to 20%. So if you are, if the energy consumption is normally without any AI enabled system, so it can take more than 20% of the energy consumption as compared to the ones that could have been by AI enabled management system. AI algorithms are being used to optimize wind turbine performance, resulting in up to 5% increase in the energy production. AI is also being used to improve the efficiency of energy production processes such as natural gas extraction and refining of minerals. AI is being used to predict equipment failures as well and to optimize maintenance schedule. So that will reduce the downtime and that will also help to increase efficiency. AI algorithms are also being used to analyze energy consumption patterns and identify the areas where energy efficiency can be improved. Last, AI is being used to optimize energy storage system, which is improving their performance as well as lifespan. There was a recent discovery in the field of AI, which is the use of reinforcement learning algorithms. So people who haven't really heard of reinforcement learning algorithm, I would request you to go back to the previous sessions, have a look at the recordings. In that, we have discussed about supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. So AI uses the reinforcement learning algorithms to optimize energy storage system. It understands from the feedback, right? It understands from the failures. It learns from the failures. So every time, it optimizes a bit more than the previous version of it. The researchers at MIT have developed an algorithm that enables energy storage system to learn how to store and discharge energy in a way that maximizes their lifespan as well as the performances. So this discovery, this has a potential to significantly improve the efficiency and the sustainability of energy storing system, which are really critical for any renewable energy sources in the world onto the grid. Now, if you talk about how generative AI is coming to energy sector, so I'll just share a link of this particular article with you. What I would like you to do is they have mentioned what types of energy sector use cases is AI best suited for. When you talk about energy sector use cases, there are different fields in energy sector also where AI is used at a high level. So you should be knowing like one of them is demand forecasting, one of them is renewable energy output forecasting, grid management and optimization, energy trading and pricing, and customer offerings. So all of these are the different sectors or use cases in which AI is being used. So I'll just share this link with you. Whenever you get time, you can just have a look at this. So that was it about AI in energy. Now, I hope people are aware of what we are going to do today. I can see many of you are not a part of the Discord channel as well. So, people who are not a part of Discord channel, I would like to ask you one thing. What do you think today? Which lesson or which chapter are we discussing? Any idea? People who are not a part, let me just name you guys. So, there is Gauri, Sujana, there's Deepali, Shweta, Mansi, Harshita. What do you think? What chapter have you prepared and come for today's session? It is a flipped class, right? So what chapter have you guys prepared for today? Functions. You are there in the Discord group, right? Chitija. Yeah. So I'm asking the people who are not a part of Discord group, so what have they prepared for today's session? Come on, quick guys. I named all of you. Gauri, Mansi, Harshita, Vaishnavi, Yogita, Shweta. Please don't make me name you guys again and again. This question goes to whoever it is related to. So people who are not a part of Discord group, what have you prepared for today's session? Simple question. If you want answer, we are not proceeding. That is how the class goes, guys. So I either want an answer or we are not proceeding. It's that simple. What did you guys prepare for today's session? If you are not a part of Discord group, you might have prepared something. No? So what have you prepared? You get an attendance based on this, guys. I hope you would want an attendance for today's session, right? All of you who are not a part of Discord group and are not answering. Gauri, Mansi, Harshita, all of you guys. Mind it, you won't get attendance for the session. I don't take this as lightly as you are. Functions and introduction to Python, concepts of Python, syntax, variable. You guys were aware that today's chapter is going to be introduction to Python or no? Okay, then that's great. I think the WhatsApp message might have been passed on. That's great. So today we'll look at the last chapter for this particular course. Now, people who have joined today, I guess being the first session, all the four training sessions are available on the YouTube channel and the Discord one. So let me just share the Discord link with you first of all, so that you are inside the Discord group. I'm sharing it in the open chat, guys. Would you please, all of you who are not a part of it, would you please click on it and on the left hand and enter into the channel of WiselyWise. Please click on it. Just have a look if you are able to enter into the channel. And make sure I'll get a notification every time you enter, so you are entering. Just click on it. It should take you to the Discord server and you have to join. And please be quick, guys. We do have a session to continue as well. Are you guys on it? Are you guys trying to get into the Discord group? Okay. So when you click on it, you should be able to directly join the Discord group by saying continue to Discord. If it says invite is invalid, let me just know. I'll just share another link with you. 1 second. Could you please try this? If the invite is invalid, could you please try this one? The next one I should. Can we still access on the website even after? Yeah. The videos are not on website. No, the videos are on YouTube, so you can access that. It is asking to install. Yeah, you will have to install. No, so install the Discord app and then you can enter. Cool. So I can see Gauri and Yogi inside. Gauri and Yogita and Samiksha. Others, you will have to install Discord. Okay. Let me also share this link with you. That's the YouTube link. As you were saying, no, will you have an access to the videos? You will, since it is on YouTube. So if you go to this YouTube link, no, Kshitija, and if you scroll down into videos, if you go to videos and scroll down, you should be able to find all the videos there. So all of you, I would like you to please open this link also on the YouTube video link. And if you want, you can have it subscribed so that every time, we post a video, it should be visible to you. Others, are we joining the Discord group quickly? Kshitija, could you find the videos in the link? Cool. Today is also, I'll just upload it hopefully by tomorrow or at the max by Monday. So you should be able to get that. Okay. So you can keep this link with you guys, both of you, the Discord as well as the YouTube. So whenever you get time, just try to join it. And if you are facing any issues, just message on the WhatsApp group so that they can assist you there. So let's go. Let's try to get into the session real quick. So today, in the previous session, to whoever missed, we created Alexa skills. We have created two Alexa skills. One is fun facts, another one is rock, paper, scissors. We hosted it on node.js and we learned about the details of skills. When I say details, we learned about what are intents, utterances, slots, etc. So all of you who did not join the previous session, I would request you to go to the YouTube video, have a look at the previous recording so that you can understand how exactly an Alexa skill works. This agenda for today's session is we'll talk about what is Python, the different advantages of Python, and the programming concepts we use in Python. So I'm pretty sure many of you, being in engineering colleges, haven't started Python. I don't think so. In engineering, they teach Python, do they? Any of you is having the college who is teaching Python during the engineering days? Yeah. Okay. Yes, Harshita. Harshita, I think wants to say yes during internship. Okay. That's great. Because when I was doing, all they used to teach was C and C++. That's it. And Java. I had it in my first year only. Yeah, they wouldn't teach it for, like all the 4 years or whatever, not even a single year like combined together, only as a practical. Okay. So this particular session is meant to give you an introduction to Python conceptually. Okay. Going ahead, I would, as a homework, I'd be giving you homework on Discord today with respect to Python only. So given the fact that you guys are done with your exams, you can just, submit the homework to have a better hands-on in Python. So let's begin. So first, let's have a look at what is Python and what do you know about it? As you guys told me that, some of you have some knowledge of Python. So what is this Python all about? Now you have two ways of answering it to me. You can either put it on the chat or you can just uncomment and tell me. So you can just unmute and tell me. So what is Python
Me?
and what? Yeah.
Me.
Komal wants to say something. Yeah, you can unmute and say. That's fine.
Python is a high-level language which is understandable and very simplest way, and it is almost like an English language. We can say
Mhm.
that.
So when you say high level language, you mentioned these three words, high level, and even Kshitija is saying high level programming language. What's the difference between a high level programming language and the second one might be low level programming language? Yes, Harshita, you want to say something?
Ma'am, it supports various concepts like inheritance, encapsulation, and
Mm-hmm.
so many things like that.
Cool.
Abstraction.
Cool. So Python supports all the object-oriented programming concepts, encapsulation, abstraction. Okay, that's great. Good. Also, what was my question? I forgot. Okay, my question was somebody told you what is high level. Somebody told me what is high level programming language. Why is Python is a high level programming language? So all I want to know is what do you understand by these four words, high level programming language? And of course, it might have a sibling also, low level programming language. So what's the difference between the two? What is this high level? Why do we call it high level? It is an object oriented. Okay. You might have written Python codes as you guys are saying. So when you write it, is it understandable by you even if the teacher does not teach you? Is it understandable by you in the first go itself if the teacher doesn't teach you?
Yes.
Yeah, why is that? What feature of Python makes it more understandable to you even if the teacher doesn't teach?
Ma'am, in Python, it is easy to develop the code. so that we could understand in a easy manner.
So why is it easy is my question. Why do you find it easy? You are telling me that it's easy, but why do you find it? Why do you find Java difficult? Yeah, it's a simple syntax. And when you write anything in Python, you feel like I'm writing English, isn't it? So that is why it is called as high level programming language, because you are writing it in a language which is understandable by you guys, which is understandable by humans. It is simple English. So if high level language is the one we write in almost English and that is user friendly, understood by us, what do you think might be a low level language? What's a low level language for? I mean, what it is? What is it? Do we have a technical term? We say, okay, Python is a high level language. Do we know which language is the low level language?
C language.
Which language?
C.
C, okay. Assembly language, okay. Anyone else also wants to add to what Gauri and Dipali are saying? Okay, Python is written in English. So do you think computer understands English? Do you think
No.
computer? No. So what does computer understand? Which language does computer understand? Computer understands? Yes, Harshita.
Binary.
Binary. So
Binary.
binary is what is your low level language, and what you write, be it C, C++, Python, Java, anything, those are high level languages. So yeah, if you were writing a code in English language sort of, but computer does not understand English, computer understands binary. So how will you write a code in English language, and how does computer understand that code that you write in English language? How does that happen? Anyone would like to tell me? You write a code in programming language, which are high level languages. Computer to does not understand that. Yes, Harshita. Compiler. Yeah. So there's a guy called as compiler who basically converts or translates your high level language into a low level language. So that high level language is understood by you, and the low level language is understood by the computer. So compiler is that mid guy. So if I sum up all the points about what you gave about Python, I would say Python is a high level language, interpreted programming language that is known for its simplicity and reliability. That's it. That is the simplest definition of Python. Does anybody know who created Python and when did he create Python? Who created Python? Does anybody have an idea?
Guido van Rossum.
Yeah. So that guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I just say Guido Van. So yeah, he created Python. What year did he create it in? It was created in around 1991. Yeah. Was JavaScript created before Python or after Python? Any idea was JavaScript? Because Python has been recently been very famous. So we think that Python was created just now. So, but Python was created in 1991, which was even before JavaScript was created. So Python came into picture way before JavaScript was created. It's just that now that people are more lazy, we are very lazy. No matter you accept the fact or not, deep down you know that we are lazy. So we like to like code in shortcuts and all. So nowadays Python is more becoming more famous because it's more reliable, more easy to read. So it was developed in 1991 by Guido van Rossum. Now, when we talk about why did it get the name Python, so the story behind it goes like this creator of Python, he used to read the scripts from Monty Python's Flying Circus. I think I'm naming it correct, yeah. So it was a BBC comedy series that was aired in 1970s. So he simply thought he needed a name that was short, unique, and mysterious. So he gave it a name Python. That is how the name Python was invented for the programming language, and not from the name of the snake, trust me. Now, if we talk about what are the advantages of using Python, can you guys tell me just a few advantages? I know you named a few of them. but if you could take a minute and just put it in the chat, what are the advantages of using Python programming language? What are the various advantages you think?
It supports portability and interpreted language, and also it is dynamically typed, ma'am.
Cool. And less memory, we can run the code line by line. That is what she said. It's an interpreted code. Okay. It is more readable. It is more, when you say high level, it is more readable by you. Simple syntax. So high readability, simple syntax. So what else? Large library of built-in functions. It's like it has all the things predefined. You don't have to keep writing the same code again and again. It is highly used in data science and machine learning. Python is widely used in those fields. So that is all about the introduction to Python. So now what we will do is we'll start off with some basics of Python. So let's look at the fundamentals of Python programming language. So the next 1 to more than 1 hour, we'll just have some hands-on onto Python programming language. So when I say hands-on, first I'll do it on my side, a few blocks of code. Then, or maybe let's try to do it on your side. Let's take one volunteer, one of you guys. If you are willing to volunteer, you can. Else, anyways, being the teacher, I have the fundamental right of picking any random person from you guys. So we'll do that. So when I say we'll look at the fundamentals of Python programming language, we'll make use of an IDE. IDE is what? Anybody has an idea on what is an IDE?
Integrated environment.
Yeah, integrated development environment, a place where you simply can write the code. Notepad is a place wherein you write all the notes. Word is a place wherein you create all the documents. In a similar way, where will you write the code? So you have IDEs for that. You have online IDEs, you have offline IDEs. Now, offline IDEs, I mean desktop IDEs, you will have to download. So let's not go into that. We'll use some online IDE. We call it as Google Colab. Google Colab is most widely used for Python programming language. So let's start off with comments and print statement in Python. So let me just show you what are the different things we look at. So first we'll look at comments and print statement. We'll have a look at something called as variables. Then we'll have a look at something called as data types, the data types that are available in Python. We'll talk about the different data types like integer, float, string, boolean, tuple, set, dictionary. These are the different data types we will have a look at. We'll talk about something called as conditional statements. We'll talk about loops in programming language. And at the end, we'll have a quiz. And yeah, that should be it. So we'll talk about all of these things on your side. We'll just take one of you as a volunteer, and that is how we'll begin. So I will just stop sharing my screen from now on. So anybody who is willing to share their screen and do the hands-on on your side, we'll need 5 to 6 different volunteers. And it's not that if one of them is doing, the others won't do. All of them have to do. It's just that one of you would be sharing your screen and try to do it on your side. So anybody who is willing to do, or it is anyways fun to pick some random people, from the queue. So anyone is willing to do? You can just raise your hands. No need to unmute yourself if you don't wish to. That's totally okay. Suachala, okay. So Suachala will be our first volunteer for this because she is used to that. After Suachala is done with some topics, we'll pick another one. So as I said, we'll need 5 volunteers. So have a look how she does it, and then you can try if you want to. So let's go. So Suachala, I would like you to share your screen. So make sure everybody is following what she is doing, right from creating your account on an IDE, because you need to code for today. I'll ask you if you have any bugs or anything in your code. So if you have any bugs, how will you know? Only if you do the code. So let's go. So Suachala, you will be sharing your screen for the very first part. That's great. In a new tab, let's open an online IDE. We call it as Google Colab. Google Colab. COLAB. Yeah. Everybody, I want you to open Google Colab in a new tab. So yes, you can click on Welcome to Collaboratory. Because any of the random volunteers I pick, no, I am assuming you have already done what she has done. So you have to do it with her. So this is okay. So people, if you have a Google account, no, you will already be signed into Google Colab. You don't need to create an account, because I hope that is very clear that it is a Google platform. So now in this window, I want you to click on New Notebook. At the bottom, you see there is a New Notebook option here. So once you click on that, no, a new fresh notebook is created wherein you can start coding for a particular project. Cool. So before we have a look at what all of these components are, everybody, are you on that Google Colab? Is everybody on Google Colab? Just say Google Colab on a new tab and try to open it. And at the bottom, you should see create a new notebook option. Is everybody on the Google Colab, the same page that she is on? Yes or no? Everybody has to do it. It's not just that she's the volunteer, so only she will do it. Everybody has to do it, because the next volunteer I pick randomly should have the code that she has written on her IDE. No, why, Avantika? Could you please open a new tab, say Google Colab, and just open the very first website that comes? Others? Not Avantika is not the only one I'm talking about, talking to, right? What about the other people? Yes, Harshita. I think you mean to say yes, you are on the page, is it? You don't
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
laptop with me. Okay,
Yeah,
I think you can do it on I think you can do it on phone also. You can just check.
yes, ma'am. I'm trying.
Okay. Others, are we there on Kola? Apart from Avantika, Jnaneshwari, Harshita, and Deepali? That's great. Cool. So let's have a look. So see, on the left-hand side, whatever you see, no, the left-hand side, 3 tabs. Currently, you won't use that. Those are for data science. Yeah, you can just open. So over here, if you want, no, you can upload some folders and all. So let's say you're training a model. So in order to train the model, you need some data, right? So if you see, there's a folder option at the bottom. I mean, there is a bar option that you have clicked on. Yeah, folder files. So when you click on that, from here you can upload any file or folder if you have. Give it a second. It might take some time to load since you are opening this for the very first time, no? Connecting to a runtime. So it might take a couple of minutes and then it can connect. So until it connects, the center part you can see the black what row created. That is the part wherein you will write your code. Now, once you write your code, you need to run it. You need to execute it to see if it is working or not, right? So just next to that what black color row, there is a run button, or there's a circle that looks like a play button, right? So you can click on that also. Or maybe you can go at the top and there is a runtime, and once you click on that runtime, you will have a run option. Yeah. So these are the different ways you can run. We'll run all the ways. So let's go. Let's try to write a code in Python first of all. So first of all, let's try to use something called as a print function. So print function, as the name suggests, will print anything that is on the screen. Now print, and there is parentheses. Parentheses means those round brackets. Yeah. In quotations, you can write anything that you want to print on the output. Yeah. Let's say today is what, Friday. So you can just say today is Friday. Any random message that comes to your mind. Okay. Cool. How will you run it? You can either use that circle icon on the left side, or you can go to the top runtime may and you can see run all. There you go. Today is Friday. The print statement, as the name suggests, it's pretty simple. You can print strings from there. So can we print more than one things? Yes. Meaning just after this print. So so Alfila, what I want you to do is I want you to have in this code only, not an issue, not another code block. I want you to have 4 more print statements. 4 more times you will have to say print and write any different types of strings you have. I mean, any different types of messages you have. So this is the first print, all of you. Yeah, in the same code block. Just copy it, Control C, and you can paste it in the next line. Just change the message 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody has to do it. You can have different messages, but everybody has to do it. Whatever string comes to your mind. Okay, hi. Okay. Cool. If you run it, we are expecting that there will be 5 print statements. So there you go. There are 5 print statements. So this is how your print function works. You can use it as many times as you want. So this is how the print function is. Simple and like too short. Nothing to explain as much in this. Unless we go to variables, then there will be more things to come up. Now, you wrote all of these 5 lines in the code block for the computer to execute. Now let's say sometimes what happens, no, code is running, but now suddenly you don't want some of the print statements to not work currently. So what you will do is you comment them. Now what is a comment? Can anybody over here tell me what exactly do you mean by a comment? CONNENT. Comment in programming language. What do you think mean a comment is in a programming language? Anybody?
It gives extra information about the code.
Okay, and will the computer will be able to read that extra information about your code?
No,
No, it is just
it's
for us. Yeah.
yeah.
The code is written but not computed. Cool. So let's say it describes the statement. Yes. So let's say you have 5 different print statements. No. Now maybe you do not want 2 of them. So you just comment them. So when you comment something, no, computer won't read it. Comments are there 2 types. There are 2 types of comments. One comment has the part of code that you do not want to execute. Second, by any interpreter, not just Python. Comment will be ignored by all the interpreters. So there are 2 types of comments, as I was saying. One of the comment will have the code that you do not want it to run right now. And the second comment is just describing what your code is doing. Second comment is helpful in a way key, let's say you open the code after a month or so. So, rather than going through the code, you can just read the comment. Okay, this code is performing this task. So that is how. So let's try to write both the parts of comment. So just above the 5 prints you have, above the 5 prints, meaning the first line. So could you go to the first line? Yeah. Comment in Python is done with that hashtag. So you will have to do a shift and 3. Every programming language has a different way of giving comments. Okay. In Python, we give it with a hashtag. Yeah. Over here, let's try to describe what we have said. So this is a print statement used in Python. Yeah. This is the comment type 2. So this is a print statement used in Python. If you run it, let's see if there is any error or something. See, no errors and no output. So I mean that this is a print statement used in Python. So this is comment number 2. Remember I was saying that describes your statement. Now let's say you do not want to print 2 of them. You have 5 prints, no? कोई भी 2 को comment कर दो. Comment any 2 prints of yours. Meaning you just have to put a hashtag in front of them. Yeah. You put hashtag before any line, that will make sure that it's a comment. Okay. Any one more, any random. Okay. So now if you run, so computer is only going to read print, today is Friday, hi, and thank you. The other 2 are ignored by the Python interpreter, as you said. So comments in Python are written in hashtags and they are ignored by your interpreter most of your times, all the time, sorry. So are we clear with the first 2 things? That is the print statement and the comment. These are, like the basic fundamentals, the warm up before you go to the actual workout. So any questions with this part? Any doubts we have with this part? Clear? Okay. What about others? Is this clear? If this is clear, then we'll go to the next part. If it is clear for all of them, that's great. Now, for the next part, so we give comments. Now, yes, one more thing. There are single line and multi-line comments also, if I forgot that. So single line comments, you can do it with hashtag. If there are multi-line comments, let's say random, you have 3 different sentences, okay? And you want to comment 3 different sentences. So yes, a hashtag is okay, but there is another way to do so. You can put 3 single quotations. Can you put 3 single quotations? 1, 2, 3, one more. Yeah. You can start off a comment, let's say, hey, how are you? And just go 3 lines below or whatever. Any comment that you think, because currently my mind is not working. How are you? And you can enter 2 to 3 lines and then put the same 3 quotations. So that also becomes a comment. You see, if you run it, no errors will come. So she left a line, right? You can have a comment in there. Many of the comments. Oh, okay. Could you remove that space between hey and that quotation once? Then I think Google Colab does not take it. But this is a way to actually give comments in Python. This is one of the way. Google Colab is not taking it. For backward slash n is basically saying we are on a new line, not an issue. So we'll just stick to hashtags. So we can put as many hashtags. You can remove this, not an issue. Although this is possible in your desktop IDs, many online IDs have some issues. This is possible with your desktop IDs. So there you go, the comments and print statement. Now Google Colab has this one thing. At the top, if you see, you have a code and a text. So in the code block, you can write the code. If you click on it, a new code block will be created. And if you want to write a text, so text will be like describing what you are doing. So you can write a text also. Like the next thing we are trying to do is, we'll say, what should we do next? Variables is what we are doing next. So in that text box, you can just say variables. Yeah. So instead of commenting, Google Colab also provides you with a direct text. You can write in there. So I would suggest, if you are doing no, pehle have a text, then have a code. So you can delete those two blocks of code. The empty two rows are coming now. Yeah. Huh. Now, if you click on that text variables, if you just click on it at the bottom, yeah. If you just hover beneath it, can you just hover beneath it? Yeah, you see, wahan pe bhi you have a code option. Yeah. So there also you can add the code directly. So you can click on code and the sequence will be coming in. Yeah. So now that the first thing is clear, that is comments and print statement, let's have a look at the second thing, that is variables. So anybody wants to volunteer just the way she is doing, all you have to do is try to share your screen and try to make sure that you are following. Else I'll pick any random person, guys. So that is your choice. Anybody wants to screen share? The thing is half of, okay, wait. Sushma, would you like to try? Would you like to try screen sharing and do the variables part? Srujana, okay, cool. First, let's, okay, yes, cool. So thank you, Suvarchala. You can stop sharing your screen. You have been a great presenter. Now let's go to Sushma. Next, Srujana, you will go. And after that, Kshitij, are you there? Because you haven't been there since the past two sessions. So just asking if you are here. And if you are on laptop. Cool. So the next thing we'll try is variables. So you can go to the same collab that you are working on. Okay. Okay, no issue. You don't have your laptop, no issue. So there you go. So that is the part where comments are done. Now I would also ask you to do one thing. At the top, you see there's a text block. I would suggest you please give a text. Yes. And in the text, first say variables, like you're starting off with a new topic, variables. Now just hover below variables. I mean that text box, no, just hover below it. You should be able to see a code. Thoda sa upar, a little bit up, a little bit up. Yeah. You were able to see a code coming there. Code and text. Where is your cursor? Yeah, hover a little below it. A little below. There you go. So click on code. So there's a code block just below the text. So let's start off with variables. But before we start off with variables, has anybody ever heard of variables and would like to tell me what do you know about variables? What's a variable? Anyone? You might have heard of it in Java, C, C++. Every variable is the same. So if you have anything to say about a variable that you know, please pour it in the chat or by unmuting yourself. So what is a variable? Value not fixed. Okay, a container that stores data. Cool. So a container that stores data whose value is not fixed. Okay. Now, one important question coming out your way is, you said stores data. How much data? Can it store one data at a time, or two data, or any number of data? What do you think? How much amount of data, or in simple words, how many values can a variable store?
Only one value.
Only one value. Okay. Depends on the data type, infinite. So let us try to solve it out for you. So how do you create a variable in Python? No, you just give it a name. Now let's say score is a variable. Since we are going through the cricket season, let's have a variable score. So can you create a variable called score? You just have to say score, Sushma. So score is equal to, and give a value in that variable. Let's say 10 or 20 or 30, whichever number you like the best. Okay. Can you also print score? How we used print. So in the next line, you just, yeah, print. And in the round brackets, if I say score in quotations, the same way Suvatsala was doing, print hello world and all, and PR said print introduction to Python in quotations. If I say score in quotations, what will happen? Can you try putting and then run it? If I say score in quotations and then, yeah, and then try to run it. Is your screen stuck or is it my internet? Okay. I want you to print score in quotations. I think you guys can hear me, right? It is not my internet today. You guys can hear me, no? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, can you, okay, okay. Your screen was freeze, okay. So there you go. When you say anything in quotations, no, that comes out the same way you have written. Now try putting it without quotations. The same print, just try, if you want, okay, okay, not an issue. Print score. So score being a variable, what will Python do, no? Run the code and see. So score being a variable, what will Python do? It will go inside the variable and it will try to fetch the value. So whenever you are printing a variable, make sure it is without quotations. So that is how you declare a variable. So line number 1, what she has written, score is equal to 10, is how you declare a variable. Now you guys told me that depends on data type, infinite, tuple. So let's solve that. Score is equal to 10 you have, right? Can you put a comma and put one more value? You said no, infinite values. Let's put 2 to 3 values at least. So score is equal to 10. Sushma, can you put a comma and put one more value? Again, one of your favorite values, if you have any. 20, run the code. 30, okay. There you go. So in Python, what will happen, no? If you have more than one value in a variable, it will create a tuple out of it. But technically, this is an online IDE, right? If you have a desktop IDE may, let's say you are using Visual Studio Code. So in that Visual Studio Code, if in case you have a variable score having more than one value, and if you are trying to print it, so then it will give an error saying it was not expecting another value. That is what. But Python, as we know, it is a high level programming language and it is much more advanced than what other programming languages are. So then it will start creating a tuple out of it, you see, and the output, if you see, it is 5, 10, 20, 30 in round brackets. So by default, it will create a tuple. Is that a variable anymore? No, it is not a variable anymore. Now it is a tuple. So variable, when you say variable, stores only one value at a time. So is the variable thing clear? This variable was storing only 10. So can you remove the 20 and 30? Since we are talking only about variables, let's have a value only 10 in it. Yeah. Now one question that comes into my mind is, can I only store a numerical value in a variable? No, you can also have any different type of values. Take another code block and have another variable, let's say color, and store your favorite color in there. Color, to red and blu, it's an English word, right? Not really a value. So create another variable. Now this will go in quotations, since this is a English word, no? We call this as a string. So pink will go in quotations. If you had a number 10, no quotations, because computer is trained on numbers. Computer is not trained on words. Just print color. Yeah. And run it and see. So this should also work. So variable can store whatever value you have. You have a message value, or you have a, integer value, number value, it will store. So that is how a variable goes. So to create a variable in Python, you simply name it and put in is equal to. So any doubts with this particular part, guys? The variables. Do we have any questions regarding this? No? Okay. So for the next part, Srujana, are you there? I think you wanted to volunteer. Let's see if she's there. Srujana, are you there? Yeah, would you like to please share your screen? So thank you, Sushma, for presenting amazing efforts. So you can share your screen. Let's do the third part on your side. So data types. Now data types are pretty big. So let's see how we go about with that. The third part is we'll do data types in Python. Okay, cool. So let's take another text block first of all. At the bottom, if you hover at the, okay, first text, yeah. So give it data types in Python. Data types in Python. Double click. First go to the text, double click to edit it. Double click on that double click, no, the way where it is written. Yeah. Jahan pe it is written, no, double click or enter. So just press an enter if you want to. Click on it and press an enter. If not working, delete it. If not working, delete it. Yeah, at the right side. Delete the code blocks also. Don't panic. Not hitting you with any duster, trust me. One more delete. First, I want you to add a text box. Text, yeah. Write in it data types in Python. DATA types. It is already clicked, my dear. You do not have to go ahead and click on it once again. Delete it and just go to text and start typing. Yeah, data types. Just start typing in your keyboard. It is already there. The cursor is already there. Please don't click anywhere else. Something is wrong. You're not able to type, is it? Okay, go to your code. Go to your code. Can you type on your keyboard DATA? You are typing Control S for some reason and Control D and Control N for some reason. Yeah. Could you just say DATA simply?
Sorry, ma'am, I can't do it. It's not working.
Okay. Okay, do one thing. Go to your code. Let's see if you can write a comment at least. Leave it. Just say code. In code, are you able to type something? Yeah.
No, ma'am, I can't. It's
So,
going all. Sorry.
You will I think you will have to reconnect the session. Your laptop just went in trauma, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, ma'am.
Not an issue, it's fine. Once you come back, if it is working, then you can volunteer for some other topic. Cool. So anybody else would like to volunteer? Komal, cool. Go ahead. So you can just share your screen. Okay. Let's go to the code, Google Colab. Yep, data types in Python. So before starting off with data type, what exactly is a data type? I mean, before starting off with the different data types we have, what exactly is a data type, guys? Anybody know what does these two words mean, data and type?
Integer, character, float, that type.
That so all of these are what? These are the classification or the types of values that a variable can hold. A simple example, in computer you can only work with numbers, right? You cannot say hi there in computer. In Oxford Dictionary you only have letters, there you do not have numbers, right? So this is just a classification. So let's start off with the first classification, an integer or a number. So यहाँ पे you can comment, Komal, just have a comment, you can put in the same code block. So the first data type is integer, integer, integer. Yeah. So can you create a variable with an integer value? Let's say we have a variable marks. Can you store something in marks and try to print it? 90, try to print it. Okay. Marks, but without quotations. If you say marks in quotation, so it is going to take it the same way. I mean, exactly the same way it is in quotation. A string or basically a message. Cool. It says 80. Now, if let's say I am a beginner and I do not know, what is the type of data it has. So there is a inbuilt function called type that you can use. So in the next line, can you also say print, and in the round brackets say type. And in the round brackets of type, say this variable marks. So basically you're trying to print the type of variable marks is. Yeah, can you run? So type is a predefined function. If you see it turned green, right? So green means these are predefined functions. I told you one of the advantages of Python is it has a lot of built-in functions and libraries. So it tells you that it belongs to a class integer. So it belongs to a data type called integer. So in a similar way, we have various data types. So let's have one more. Let's say now you are paying, you're doing a Google Pay to something. So let's have a variable for that. You can put one more comment saying float. FLOAT. So when you Google Pay, many of the times it's like a .60 or .60.17. So can you create a variable, let's say pay, and have a float value in it? Float is basically decimal values. 20 point something, 15. Okay. Can we print both of them? Can we print pay and can we also print the type of pay? In Python, you have type. In JavaScript, you have something called as type of. Okay, print type pay. Okay, let's run it and see. So 80 belongs to class integer, 20.15 belongs to a class float. So float is the second data type we have. Third, we have a string. So in the next one, let's say string. Anybody has any idea what a string is? Can anybody tell me what's a string?
Group of characters, ma'am.
Group of characters. What's a character?
Alphabets.
Alphabets. The string is basically a message that you want the computer to say, a group of characters, a sentence, a phrase, whatever. So can you have a variable, let's say greeting, and in that just let's say hi, how are you, since that is a group of characters. So have a variable called greeting and have a message that you would require to greet someone. Okay. And when you say string, string is put in quotations because it is a set of characters, as you said. So in order to combine the set of characters, you need quotations. So make sure the only string is in quotations. Numbers are never in quotations. The reason behind is that numbers are limited. No, if you have looked at the numbers carefully, it is just the same combination of 0 and 9, all the numbers from 0 and 9. Even if I say 1 billion, 2 lakh, something, it is still all the 0 to 9 combined together in different combinations. But words, just look at your own names. Imagine if Shweta had H after, or maybe double H, or Harshita, you have an extra H in your name. Many of them don't have. Komal. So you have different names, right? It is pretty impossible to train the computer on so many names. So that is why all the messages and all are put in quotations. So go ahead. You can just say hello, how are you? Print greeting and the type of greeting. Yeah. Okay. Let's print greeting and the type which the greeting variable belongs to. Okay. Cool. There you go. It belongs to class str. Str in Python means string. Then next we have Boolean. So a Boolean is basically, many of you might be knowing what's a Boolean, guys. Boolean type of data.
True or false, ma'am?
True or false. So true is yes and false is no. So have a variable. You can just say decision. Store either a true or a false. That is totally up to you. True and false in Python are written with T capital and F capital. So just make sure, predefined, you know. So decision is equal to either true or false, whatever your choice, but just make sure they start off with a capital. If I'm not wrong, write them in capital. Okay, let's see. True. Can you also print decision and the type of it? Mm-hmm. And the type of it. Yeah. If you say true, also change to a different color. Same as type. So these are all predefined functions. If you run the code, it should tell you that these belong to a class called bool or boolean. So these are the basic data types we have. We'll now go to the advanced data types. So we have integers, basically numbers, floats, which have decimal, string, which is a message, and there is a boolean, which is either a true or false. You asking the computer, you know, is the job done? Computer will respond to you with true or false. So these are the basic data types we have. So any doubts, guys, in here? Do we have any doubts before we go to the advanced data types and then to
No, ma'am.
condition? No? Okay. Anybody else would like to volunteer for the next part of advanced data type? Should be on a laptop. Anyone else would like to volunteer, or should I pick essay randomly? Avantika, are you on your laptop? Oh, hold on. Don't stop sharing. Is she even there in the session or no? Avantika, are you there in the session? Because if you are not, okay, never mind. I think you can continue. Let's continue with the data types. So you can have another code block. In that, we'll just have advanced data types. So you can have a comment or a text box, whichever you want to describe. So advanced data types. So we'll just have a look at some of the advanced data type. We have list, tuple, dictionary. Okay, this is a code block, no? So you will just have to write a comment for that. You did vice versa. In the code block, you said advanced data type, and hold on. The first part, can you just try to cut it? That is a code. The dark black, no, that's a code, and the grayish part is your text. So go to that dark black one wherein you have said advanced data type, cut it, Just Control X it, select it and cut it. Control X. Okay, delete that code block if you want to, so that it looks neat and tidy. Now double click on that. That's a text. So in that you can say advanced data type. If you want, you could have said it there also, but just comment it. Cool. Advanced data types. Over here, comment is not needed. This is a text, no? So text will be normal. Okay, let's go. Let's try to add a code. So the first comment, just have a comment in your code, add a code part below this. No, add a code. You are in the text, yeah. Add a code block. Yeah, over here, if you can just comment list. So a list, we spoke about variable, LIST. So we spoke about variable. Variable is just that small container that stores one type of data, one data at a time. List is exactly the opposite. In list is a big container wherein you can store more than one data. So you can press an enter. Let's say now you do not have one favorite color, pink. Now you have, let's say, 4 favorite colors. So can you create a list? So you can just say colors. First you will have to name the list, right? So let's say name is colors is equal to square bracket. You will find those square brackets just above your enter button. Cool. Square brackets is what is called as a list, guys. Now in this, can you put 4 to 5 of your favorite colors? Just make sure, since they are in English, you will have to put them in quotations. So black in quotations, single, double, whichever you wish to, comma, then again second quotations, yeah. Else it will say error will be like black is not defined. You want, you can try. Put 4 colors with quotations, last color put without quotations, and run the code. Let me also show you how to debug the errors. Black, pink, blue, green. Put one green, put one without the quotations, and try to run it. So when you run it, at the bottom, just below this, it will show you an error. So this is how errors look like in IDE Google Colab. It says red is not defined, meaning computer hasn't been trained on something called as red. So if it hasn't been trained, you have to put it in quotations, saying ki ye to normal string it is. Like, it is not something you have been trained on. So put that red in quotations. You see, name error, that is where you will find your error in. So you will get used to some common errors and you will see how to solve them. You can also run it and print colors. No need to use the type now, since anyways in list we'll do many things. So print colors. Okay, run the code. So there you go. It is printing black, pink, blue, green, and red. So list is basically a big container from which you can, in which you can store many things. Variable was simple. Like if you had one variable, one value in it, so you could access it directly by saying print and the variable name. But now you have a list of 5 colors. When I say print colors, so it will print all the 5 colors. What if I just want one of them? So make sure you're paying attention to what I'm saying right now. Black is the very first element in that list of yours, right? So black is at position 0. In the list, any element which is the first element is at position 0. Pink is at position 1, blue is at position 2, gray is at position 3, and red is at position 4. So guys, if I want to access blue from this, what was the position number again? Blue is at what position? You if you have the answer, no, you can write it there only, don't worry. 2, yeah. So what we will do is, while we are printing, instead of just printing colors, we will say print colors. Just after colors, put square bracket inside the round brackets only. Just after colors is done, put square bracket and then say 2. If you read this in simple English, it means ki go inside colors and bring out the element which is only the element which is at index number 2. So if you run the code, it will bring you the only element which is at index number 2. Now, if I want black, what position was black at? Black was at position 0. So there you go. Now, what if I put 7? What if I put 7? What will happen? What if I put 7? Let's see what will happen. Because we don't have anything at 7. No, we have just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will say, yeah, it will say list index is out of range. Very common error. Now, what is this index? I was telling you something about position, no? Black is at position 0, pink is at position 1. It is not called as position in technical language. In technical language, it is called as index. Index means the position of the element. So this error is very common. We are trying to access something that is not in the list. So I want you to access the very last element in this list now. So which is the very last element in this list? And how will you access that? I just want you to print or access one and the same thing. So how will you, what changes will you make in print colors 7 to access the last element, which is red? What will you change, Kamal? Yes. Cool. So if you run the code, there you go. So this is how a list look, guys. Now there is one thing, list may we know what is an index now. Index is the positioning. Index starts from 0. List is something which we call as mutable. Mutable meaning you can change it. Let's say initially you had 4 colors when you were 6 years old. You had 4 colors. You had 4 favorite colors. Now that you are 12 years old, you have 2 more. Matlab 4 plus 2, 6 favorite colors. So in a similar way in programming also, let's say initially you had only 4 values to store. Now suddenly in the code you have 5 more values to put inside this list. So this is mutable. Mutable meaning you can change. Change meaning remove or add elements from the list and to the list. So let's go in the same code block. Instead of now saying, okay, keep it. Come in the next line, just say print colors. Keep that 4 so that, you also remember. So print colors. In the next line, if you run it, it will print red also and all the colors also. Now let's say you have 2 more favorite colors. Let's say green and yellow. So now you need to put it inside the list. So in the next line, you would say colors, dot means you are doing something to the colors. Append. Yeah, you see all these suggestions. So Google Colab has this great thing. It will give you suggestions. And in the round brackets, put the very first color in quotations that you want to put inside round brackets. Append is a function. So not is equal to won't come, round brackets. It's either an is equal to or a round bracket. Okay. So in here, it's a round bracket. Yeah. So go inside the round brackets. Even if you do not leave space, no, between the append and the round brackets, it's fine. No spaces. Yes. In the round brackets, in quotations, put in your favorite color, and then again, in the next line, you can just say print colors. Pink is there, no, already. Any other favorite color? Let's just say green since it is not there, no? Yeah. Okay. In the next line, could you also say print colors and run the code? Okay, let's run. So there you go. Pehle, you already have a print colors above also. So initially you had black, pink, blue, gray, red. Then you appended green in it, and then you have green in the new array. So a new list, sorry. So you have an append function to add something into the list. You also have a remove function if you want to. So let's say colors.remove in the next line. Colors.remove. Again, round brackets. Many of the properties that you write after dot no have round brackets only. And in quotations, put the color that you want to remove. Let's say you want to remove black or blue, whichever you want to remove, put the value. Okay. Yeah. Blue. Can you copy paste the print colors once again and put it next after this? First put this. First remove a color and then print colors once again. Blue. Just copy paste the print colors instead of writing it again and again. Yeah. Fun fact, you can just triple click on that line. It will get selected. Just okay. Control C to copy. Control V to paste it. Amazing. Let's run. So now see, now it wouldn't have blue in it. So black, pink, gray, red, and green. So append is used to add something into the list. Remove is used to remove. There is also something called as pop. Pop, what will pop do? Pop will remove the value, but depending on the index. You said blue directly, right? If I say colors, dot pop, and in the round brackets, if I put a number, that is the index, so it will remove the index. Pop requires index. Now see, I want you to look at the output, the last one, black, pink, gray, red, and green, right? If I want to remove red from it, guys, black, pink, gray, red, and green. So if I want to remove red, so what was the index of red? You will have to put the index. Pop will require index, that is the numbering, not the value. So at what index red is? 4, are you sure? Go at the very bottom. I'm not asking you for the top wala colors. According to the sequence, you have removed it, right? So could you scroll down? The very last output. Remove ke baad you got that, no? So red is at index? Yes. Now again go to the next line and control V since you already have copied it. Run the code. So pop is used to remove, but with respect to the index. There you go. The red just got removed. So you can use any. You can use remove also, or you can use pop also. Both would work. So this is how a list looks like. So any doubts, guys, with the list so far? Any doubts we have with the list?
Ma'am, if we use delete,
Delete will delete the entire this thing, entire list. So delete is used usually in CSV files. You can, when I say CSV, it's comma separated file. How your Excel sheets are there. So you have rows and columns, no? So delete will either delete the entire column or the entire row. If you want to delete just one value, no? So we would prefer using remove or pop because delete will remove that entire row or column. So that's why we wouldn't do it here. That's why. Delete is spelled as DEL, the way pop is. Okay. So now I think, okay, hold on. Gauri Gawande, are you on your laptop? Would you like to volunteer? Just please be quick since we are running out of time. Gauri, are you there? Or we'll just go to our, okay. So you can stop sharing since I think you would be tired now. Let's go back to Sushma. Could you share your screen? Sure. The other two quick data types we'll do on your side, and then the conditional statements, and finally the loops. Let's see if Suachala is there. We'll ask her to volunteer. All right. So let's go back. So list was done. Now let's go to something called as tuple. List was mutable. You could change it. The only difference between the list and the tuple is you cannot change a tuple. It is immutable. So the second one we are doing is TUPLE, tuple. Yeah, let's add a code block. The list you used to create it with square brackets. You create a tuple with round brackets. That's the only difference. Let's say we have a tuple of fruits. So let's just have 3 fruits in a tuple. So fruits is equal to round bracket. Okay. Fruits is equal to round brackets. Put any 3 favorite fruits of yours. And again, that is in English. So we'll need quotations. Yes. Orange, comma, let's say apple and mango. Grapes, okay. And one more. And you can print the tuple fruits. Okay. Also, thank you so much, Komal, for presenting. I think that's it. You can just print. Okay. And then you can just print the fruits. So this is tuple. What the only difference between list and tuple is list can be list is mutable. You can change it. Tuple is immutable. Let me show it to you. So if you run the code, so it will show you that these are the values in round brackets inside the fruits. So you might be thinking, why would we use tuple over list? Like list is mutable. You can change it. You cannot change a tuple. So many a times you require data that is constant, you cannot be changed. Like in your online classes, whenever you submitted something once, you couldn't change it. Tuple. You enter one data and that is fixed. You cannot change it. So that is where the tuple comes into picture. Now what I want you to do, Sushma, is, oh, your screen freezed again. What I want you to do is, just say we did append in the list. Could you try appending it here? Could you just say fruits dot append? Yeah. Just say dot. You will see. No suggestion is coming. Initially, yeah, it is just count and index. There is no append, you see? Meaning you cannot add or remove. You can just try. You can try putting append, append, and round brackets, and in quotations add, your favorite fruits. And you can print it. So it will give you an error. Print fruits. All right. So if you run it, it'll throw an error saying, yeah, there is no append function only. Tuple does not have an attribute append because tuple is immutable. You cannot change it. So once it is fixed, it is fixed. So just make sure you remember that. List is mutable, tuple is immutable. So you can keep these two lines commented for your future purpose. Okay, the tuple was immutable. So both the lines, you can put a hashtag in front of them. Or, a simple solution, just select both of them and do a shift /. So both of them will, okay. So let's take another code block. The next one and the last one we are doing is a dictionary. You can run this so that that error is gone and then take another code block. Okay. Hold on, take another code block. Dictionary is just another data type only. First run this so that the error is gone and then take another code block. Yeah. Cool. Take another code block and dictionary. DIC. A dictionary. Cool. Let's go inside. Let's create a dictionary. So instead of explaining what is a dictionary, let's try to create one. Let's say students is equal to curly bracket. So dictionary is with respect to curly brackets. Yeah. So name, 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 name. Okay. NAME, name. You will have to say NAME in quotations. Yeah. Okay. Come outside the quotations. Colon, not comma, colon. And then in this is semi. Yeah. And then in another quotations, write your name. This is what a dictionary looks like. Matlab, there is a key on one side and then there is a value on the other. Now put a comma after this quotation is done. Let's put another key. Let's say last name. This was name, no? Or let's say surname, whatever. So surname or last name. Okay. Colon and another quotations give a last name. Yeah. Okay. Now let's say we also have standard, like what standard is he in? So let's say STD, simply for standard. And then you can simply say 1 or 2. Now it is 1 or 2. It is an integer, it is a number. So no quotations required. And then any 1, 2, whatever standard you want to, 10, 12, 15. Just put it an integer. Okay. Could you just print this? This is called as a dictionary. The simplest way of telling what is a dictionary is, it is a container or a data type, which is a collection of key value pair. Name is the key, John is the value. Last name is the key, Karnati is the value, and so on. It is enclosed in curly brackets. There you go. This you might find in Oxford Dictionary very often. There is a word and then there's a definition. Now, this thing, dictionary may how you add and remove things, that is something a little bit complex that we'll do later on. But these are the basic data types that we have in Python. So is this clear, guys? Any doubts so far? Because if not, okay, that's great. So now let's go to just 2 more things. We'll talk about conditionals and loops, and then we'll be done. So let's have a look at conditionals. Conditionals is basically you checking a condition, if and else. So there are various if and else blocks available in programming. So just take another code block. First, if you want, you can take a text and you can say conditional statements. Or if you want your screen freezed again. Oh, cool. Back. So conditionals is with the help of if and else. Now let's take a scenario and then we'll write a code for it. Let's say you are all engineering students, so we get percentage. Many of you might be getting percentage, and many of you might be getting that SGPA, CGPA, whatever, right? So let's talk in terms of percentage. Let's say that said, if I get around 80 to 85%, so he'll be getting me a MacBook. If I get 85 to 90%, he'll be getting me a vehicle. And if I get 90 plus, then he'll be getting me what is the most expensive I can think of right now. He'll be getting me an iPhone, let's say. So let's try to write conditions for that. So in this scenario, you write something called as conditionals. But सबसे पहले you need to put the marks, no? So go in that code. The first thing we need is an input from the user. So create a variable. Let's say marks. Marks is equal to input. No round bracket. Just input. You are taking. This is basically you are taking a value. No round brackets before the input. Yeah. You're taking an input from the user, and where will you store it? In a variable, right? Marks is that variable. Now round brackets. In quotations, you can just say enter your marks. Yes. So this is the way you take input from the user. So enter your marks. If you want, you can run this and see. So when you run it, no? So at the bottom, it will take an input from you. Can you run it and see? Don't print it. You can just run it. Because it should take an input from you. Okay. Run it and see. So this is how it will run and take an input. Just below the code, it will sort of be like a box. You said enter your marks. It is saying enter your marks. So there you go. So input you have given. Now you just have to write conditions key. If it is between, if it is less than 80, so you are getting nothing. If it is between 80 and 85, then we are getting something and all. So yeah. Now make sure you remember one thing. Many of you over here might have done Java, JavaScript and all, right? So in Java, JavaScript, if has the round brackets. In Python, make sure you do not write that because many of the IDEs won't have round brackets. So you can exclude writing the round brackets. Yeah. So exclude writing the round brackets is what I would say. Remove the round brackets. Just say if marks, first have the very first condition. If marks are less than 80, then you can just print. Yeah. If marks, now see. How does the syntax go? First marks less than 80 kar do. Let's go step by step. If it is less than 80, then what? Yeah. Less than 80, colon. You will have a colon after 80. When you press an enter, colon, when you press an enter, you will be inside the if block. You do not have to press a backspace, okay? This is called as indentation. You can just print, you will have to work hard or just say work hard simply. And you will have to print it. So just say print, Sushma. Print, work hard. Just before the round brackets, say print. So this is the very first if block that says if the marks are less than 80, then work hard. But what if the marks are between 80 and 85? Now you have different conditions. Let's say 80 and 90 and 90 and above. Let's not make it that confusing. So if it is less than 80, then work hard. If it is between 80 and 90, then let's say you will be getting an iPhone. And if it is more than 90, between 90 to 100, then let's say you will be getting a vehicle. So you have conditions to check, you see. So when you have multiple conditions to check in the Python, we have something called as elif, E-L-I-F. E-L-I-F. Elif means you are checking more conditions. So let's have an elif space. You can just say in the same line. In the same line. You do not have to go inside until you put a condition. Elif may, you will have to put a condition. Same line, yeah. Marks, elif, marks, put a condition, no, at least. Elif, marks, greater than 80. What was our criteria? Greater than 80 and It should be between 80 and 90, right? Now, how you say and in Python, space A and D simply. Because it should be between simply A and D. And you want, you can give a space, yeah. See, Python is this easy, this English sheet. And marks less than 90. Marks less than 90. What does this mean? If it is greater than 80 and less than 90, meaning if it is in between. Again a colon at the end. And now you can say print, you are getting whatever you wish to get if you have 80 and 90 marks in between them. Let's say you will get, okay, all right. Now see, you put first condition ki less than 80, second condition between 80 and 90. Last condition is very common ki greater than 90. So you have two options. You want, you can put an elif fir se, but then condition you will have to put ki marks greater than 90. Elif mein you are bound to put a condition. या फिर you can simply say else. Else means anything, simply anything. वहाँ पे condition you will not need. So if you press an enter, go back. Else, and simply colon. Else ends there and then. You know, there is no condition to else. And press an enter. So you, yes, and you can say print, very, very good or something. Great. Cool. So let's go. Let's try to run it. We are bound to get an error over here, and let's see who can tell me. So put some marks, 70. So it will go in the first if block saying ki marks is less than 80. Now I want all of you to look at the error. जहाँ पे वो type error आ रहा है ना, the last line. It says less than not supported between instances of str and int. The last line, that is where the error is. So anybody, any one of you can tell me what is this error about? It says less than not supported between instances of str and int. Anyone? No one? So it basically says ki what input we have taken. No, we never specified ki if that input is a word or an integer, right? So just go to the very first line, because less than to we are doing. No, computer doesn't know less than integer mein karna hai ki kya. So in the very first line, just before input, yes, say int, and open the round brackets over here. Close the round brackets at the extreme end of the line. Matlab you are saying ki my input is going to be an integer. Yes, now run the code and now try. So whatever marks you put, see if it goes into the proper criteria. 70, so it should go first, may work hard. Yeah. If you run once again, put another value, have your test cases. 85, so it should go into the second one, you see. So it is going into the respective. Now if you say anything apart from less than 80 and between 100 and 90, if you say 90, chalo, if you say 90, so it will still go in the third block, because second condition is less than 90, no? Agar if proper 90 dalna tha, to less than is equal to 90 we should have put. But since we put less than 90, according to your code, it is going there. So is this clear, guys? Are the conditional statements clear? Are the conditional statements clear, guys? I would request you to please respond on chat. It is easier to go forward knowing that you have understood. I do not understand if pin drop silence is a yes or no. Okay, that's great. So as a part of homework, I would give you the loops to do, because loops will be taken as homework, and in the Discord channel, I'll be giving you the homework also. Now, just one thing, I want all of you to save this project and share it on Discord with me. How will you first of all save it? Top left may you see untitled 0.ipynb. So just remove that untitled 0.ipynb will be there. वो extension है Google Colabs. So go to untitled 0 and just change that to, you can just say Python project 1. So just name it as Python project 1.ipynb will stay the same. Yeah. This is for all of you. Cool. Enter and do a Control S to save it. Now, once you save it, now every time you open Google Colab, no, this will be there. And whatever practice you have to do for Python, do it here. This is the best IDE I can suggest you. Now on the very right side, you see there's a share button, extreme right side. You click on share, no, it will say restricted. So just say anyone with the link and copy the link and share it on Discord with me. Give it a second. So others who are doing, all I want you to do is click on share. There will be an option of restricted and all. Sorry, sharing. Just click on OK. Click on share once again. Restricted, just click on that restricted and say anyone with the link. You have a anyone with the link, yes, and just copy that link. Copy link, and could you place it on Discord so that people who have missed, everyone, people who have done the code, I would like you to just go to Discord and please put it there the way she has done. So people who are volunteering, Suvarchala, Komal, and even the others, could you please just share whatever you have done over here quickly? Thank you so much, Sushma. You can now stop sharing your screen. All right. Cool. Who all I can see? I can see people on Discord. So now it's quiz time. So let's have a quick quiz on Discord. As we do that every single time, what I'll do is I'll try to paste the questions on Discord and you would be the one answering. So all I'm hoping is everyone is present on Discord. Cool. This is the last time. Let's go. So for this particular course, so what is Python? Let's start off. Why are we doing this on announcement? But okay, we are doing this on announcement group. I want you all to be in the training session group for the next code, a programming language code. Second question. Let's go to that LPF group, okay? Announcement mail, let's not go. So why is Python so popular? What is the major reason that Python is very popular? B, A. The major reason. The major reason is A. Python is easy to learn. If you have seen the survey, a survey was carried out. So most of the people said it is easy and easy to learn also. Cool. Next. What's a comment in Python? What's a comment in Python? C, B, C, C, C. Both of you. Document your code, meaning you saw no. Like while she was writing a code, she didn't want that particular part of code to come in. So she commented it. So that is documenting your code. And you can also disable your code temporarily, or you can write something. So not just A, not just B, but both of them. You can document your code and also disable your code. Document is basically writing things about it. Isn't that documenting? Okay. Let's have another one. What is a variable in Python? Okay. Yeah. A named reference to a value. Cool. And let's proceed. What is a data type in Python? Cool. Now let's do some hands-on. So if I have this thing, let me just write it quickly. So if I have, what is this? What type of data type is this? It's a list. Okay. It's a list. Okay. Is this valid? Is this a valid syntax? Colors.remove green. Is that a valid syntax? Yes, that's a list. So do we have any remove in list? Okay. Yes. Is this a valid syntax? Colors.pop red. Is that a valid syntax? No. Yes. Red blue. So no. Why no? People who are saying no, why is that not a valid syntax? Yes. Okay. Half of them are saying no, other half is saying yes. Yeah. Index is not mentioned. So make sure that pop uses index and remove uses value. Okay. So now if this is my array, the same array, why am I saying array again and again? So if that's the same list I have, I'll just paste it once again. So could you tell me what is the index of red? At what index does red belong to? 0. So a list always starts at 0. Okay, let's have one more. So what is a dictionary in Python? It is a collection of key value pairs. So I'll just create a quick dictionary. You tell me if that is correct or not. So I'll just say name. I'll also have last name. And I will also have you tell me if this is a correct dictionary or not a correct dictionary. What do you think? Yes, no. So people who are saying yes, let's see. Alekia says no. So why do you think no? No. No, ma'am, it is. It's yes, okay. Deepali says no. Why do you think it's not the correct dictionary, Deepali? Colon, exactly. So people, instead of is equal to, no, we do not put an is equal to in dictionary. Make sure you remember one thing. It is in curly brackets, no? So in curly brackets, you do not have is equal to. In curly brackets, you have colon. Good observation. This is the correct dictionary. The other one was incorrect. It will give errors saying ki is equal to hai. So it's just a rule. Curly brackets is basically JSON, JavaScript object notations. So just keep this in mind. Whenever you're writing in curly brackets, just don't put an is equal to, and you're good to go. That's great. That was amazing. So people who have, not really attended the few previous sessions, this is how we used to do. So now let me just share a few links with you, and this should be really quick before you get your attendance sheet. So everybody, I just want you to be on Discord. Suvarchala and Shivani, the collab, if you put it in Discord, it will be great, and the announcement group. यहाँ से just put it on Discord. So everyone present over here, all I want you to do is quickly go to the Trustpilot. Take not more than 2 minutes. This is regarding the feedback for WiselyWise, not this session. Let me be very clear. So please just go to this particular link. Select the number of stars. I think that is what it'll ask here, and then fill in your experience over there. Please don't take more than 2 minutes to do that. Go ahead. Which link? This one, the one that I share. Should I share it once again? This one. And Suvarchala and Shivani, share that link on Discord, okay? On announcement group for your Google Collab. And people who did it on phone also, you can just share it. And people who do the Discord, please acknowledge it with a done so that we can quickly go. We have a couple of links to share with you along with the attendance. And I'm sharing today's batch on Discord announcement. We share batches after every session. So sharing it in the announcement group. You can just download that whenever you get time. Anyone who is done with Trustpilot, quickly just let me know so that we can proceed. Done. That's great. Done. Okay. Let's have a few more dones before we move ahead. Others, can we be a little bit quicker? Anam and Sushma, you can also fill up the feedback form. The second form I'm sharing, guys, Rujana, and this is for today's session, okay? So please make sure you do not confuse it. The Google form that I have just shared it for is for today's session, and I have the access to that, so I know how many people are filling. So I would like all of you to fill to provide the feedback for the session, and then I'll share the attendance link. So quickly fill it. Okay. Done. Cool. So let me just, others, could you please just take a minute to fill it quickly? I can only see a few. Sorry. All right. Let me also share the attendance link and then we'll go to the homework for today and then we'll done. Arey, where is the attendance sheet? It's here. Okay. There you go. This is the last link for today. That's the attendance sheet. So go ahead and fill that up as well. That's great. Let's wait a minute more for the other people also to fill the attendance sheet. Done. Cool. That's great. Yeah. So talking about the project, I mean the homework project for today, whatever we call it. Uh, look out at the loops of the Python. Then in the Discord, I'll just share the problem statement with you. Try it on the same collab, and if you face any difficulty, just how you shared today the link, so you can just share the link with me. And once that link is shared, so I'll be able to edit it. So I should be able to explain to you what all things are there. So that is why sharing is very important. So have a look at the for loop, I mean the loops that are present in the course. So by tonight, by the end of today, I should be able to share some problem statements. So whenever you have time before Monday, try to submit the project. Okay. I hope that is clear. Okay. So before we proceed to ending for today, since this is the last session, so any of you would like to, like frame your experience by unmuting and switching on the video. I am not sure last time who did it. I forgot the name. So anyone would like to share the experience real quick, won't take more than 1 minute. Or maybe you can just unmute and say not really necessary to open up the video part. You have just 5 seconds to decide, okay? Okay. Seems like no one. Not an issue. So then hopefully we'll meet soon in the upcoming courses. Thank you so much. It means a lot. So I'll meet you soon in the upcoming courses. Till then, wish you all the best for the vacations if they are going on and for the next year that you will be promoted to. And just make sure you keep in loop on the Discord channel. The Discord channel will always be open. So if you have any doubts or anything, please post it there. Okay. Thank you so much, Shivani and Nimala. It means a lot. So I'll see you soon, guys. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Thank you, Deepali, Harshita, Samiksha, Samruddhi. Have a nice evening. Good evening. Bye bye. And thank you for all the volunteers, Sushma, Suvarchala, Komal, Shitija. Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you.